My name is Bob the Drag Queen.
And I'm Monet Exchange.
And this is Sibling Rivalry. This week we discussed touring with famous drag queens.
We also discussed racism in the drag community.
And we find out what made Monet Exchange say this.
And it was just like a big uncut monster.
All right, Monet. It is episode 4 of Sibling Rivalry Podcast.
Yes, honey.
What have you been up to lately?
No, look at you switching it up on the people. Let me tell you, Bob has been she is in a little mood today. She have a little attitude, but now
I am absolutely not in the mood.
Yes, you are switching it up on the people. That's cool.
What did I? By the way, I have my entire half the conversation recorded, so I can play it back and it'll be like, oh, Bob wasn't in any kind of mood. So all of your stunts, your allegations, just like last week when I exposed you when you swore up and down that you were a Little Miss Choreography, then I posted the video. And folks were like, oh, never mind. Now I see what Bob was talking about.
I didn't even see when you posted it.
On my Facebook. I told you I was going to post it on my Facebook.
Bob,
I told you. You were like, no, that never happened. I was never behind on any choreography.
I never said that didn't happen on the podcast. I just said I wasn't a beat behind. That's what I said.
Which, by the way, I still have footage that shows that you were a full fantasy beat behind Miss Thing.
In certain things, not everything.
But I'm not being mean and nasty. I am being real, honey.
Oh, God. The most overused reality TV saying. I'm not rude. I'm not shady. I'm just real. Bitch, please. Being real sometimes encompasses the full gamut of being nasty, rude, mean, and shady.
Well, we've already discussed that you want to be nice. You're the one who really wants people to think you're nice and be friendly and just be the nicest little person.
It's not about me wanting people to. It's just that is my natural disposition in the world. I'm not trying to be nice. I am nice, and you're just really mean.
I'm not, because now you're literally living in the land of exaggeration. I am not mean. I'm not obsessed with being nice. I would not say being nice is part of my demeanor, but I am certainly not mean.
I want to take a poll of all of our friends, all the people that we know in common, and they have to rate you from being mean to being what do you say you are? You say you're not mean, you're what?
I didn't say I'm just not mean.
So then what is the alternative?
I mean, the opposite of mean is nice, but the world isn't black and white. There's a gray area in this world too.
Well, if we, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being very nice, 10 being mean, you are absolutely an 8, 8.5, 9.
If you think I'm so mean, why do you hang out with me?
Because
if I'm so nasty and so rude and so mean, why do you want to be my friend?
Because I love that. Lanithia Nene Leaks is a rude, nasty bitch. I'm obsessed with her, and I wish I could be her best friend.
You think I'm as mean as Nene Leaks?
You can be. Bob, I know you for a very long time. You can get to Nene Leak's level very easily.
Money, I have never threatened to hit you or pluck your eyes out or throw you in a fountain. All things Nene Leaks has done. I do not. I don't fuck around with violence. I'm not into threatening people with violence. And I know you're gonna bring up that I body slammed one guy.
Yes, you did. Yes, and I will be posting that clip on my Facebook after this podcast is uploaded. Of Bob
you body slamming one guy one time, and all of a sudden you're a vicious monster.
I'm gonna go on my Facebook. Listen, well. I'm gonna go. I'm posting on my Facebook, on my Twitter, and on my Instagram of Bob body slamming a patron at Hardware Bar on 48th Street on 10th Avenue, New York City. This guy was just enjoying the show, wanted to greet Bob.
That is a lie. He jumped up and he grabbed me. He grabbed me. I asked him to let me go. He did not let me go. And I felt like, well, I need to take this matter into my own hands. And I made sure he got off me.
I will never forget that day. I was just, because Crack and we had our show directly after you. And I was just in the basement, painting my face, living my life, listening to some music downstairs. And then 45 minutes into your show, I hear the basement door fling open. And I hear you, and all I hear is, Monet, oh my God. And I was like, what? What happened? And you were like, I just have to get physical with someone. I was like, what? I was like, what? Because Bob. If you don't know, Bob is always doing a bit. He's always doing a thing. Always thinks he's so fucking funny. which he is very funny, but it's sometimes at my expense. Anyway, so Bob comes and he's like, I just have to get physical with a patron. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, girl, I just body slammed someone on the concrete floor of hardware, and I was gagging, mama.
But also, you make it seem like I literally just picked up a patron who was just sitting on his hands and threw him to the ground. I took one step off the stage. He grabbed me. I was accosted, is what happened.
Oh my, you are being so accosted, girl. You were not accosted.
I was accosted. I stepped off the stage. I was accosted by a patron, and he would not let me go. And I was like, can you please let me go? He did not let me go. And I was like, all right. I gotta I'm gonna have to do some shit here.
Bob, first of all, he was literally a fifth of your size. You were not being accosted by a fucking literal munchkin.
Monet, everyone's a fifth of my size. Also, if the definition of cost, approach.
Oh, here we go.
Boldly or aggressively, I would say I was accosted.
You know, if you did not know this about Bob is the queen of semantics. Like he says, her name would be Samantha Tix. She loves. You love a fucking semantic. By the way, the definition of accosting is...
Well, listen, words have meaning for a reason. It's like I said, back when Beyonce's song used to go, Diva is a female version of a hustler. Like, no, Diva has a definition. You can't just redefine what Diva... Or if folks would say, that's not what I consider the definition. No, definitions aren't up for consideration, okay? Definitions are definitions.
You are so... I literally... Sometimes I am literally flabbergasted about how ridiculous you are. You are so ridiculous.
Well, anyway, so long story short, to wrap it up, it wasn't a body slam. It was more of a hip toss.
So now she's Miss Judo Queen 2016.
I have the sash and the crown to prove it. It was more of a hip toss, and I did take the man to the ground. And I will say he never came to my show again.
So there it is. Bob is mean. Anyway, moving on. What have you been up to?
Girl, I'm still in rehearsals. I mean, we've been rehearsing so long, it's starting to feel like I'm rehearsing for a play that's never going to open. Like it feels crazy. But I know we're going to open. We're going to be doing our show in about 15 days. We'll be performing.
Work. Oh, really? The first show was in 15 days?
We previews. We open for previews in 15 days. We have 2 weeks of previews and the official open.
Work. Do you feel like you guys are gonna slay the game?
Honestly, these are great actors. This is a great technical crew. This is a great staff. I mean, these costumes are lit. The whole thing. This is the most professional play I've ever been in, for sure.
What about The Wizard of Oz at XL?
Girl, I'm not even about to entertain.
When you do big productions, like when you've ever done like in college or high school or stuff, did you ever like try to steal props? I love stealing props.
No, I never stole props from my college. I will say that I have stolen clothes from movies I've done though.
Oh,
from movies and TV shows. I stole clothes from Playing House. I stole the entire. If you ever watched Playing House, I was on the season finale of season 3, and I stole that entire outfit I wore. And by the way, in my defense, I was like wearing it like, oh my God, this outfit is so fierce. I love this. It's a really nice piece. And then the creators of the show walked up to me and they were like, take it. I was like, what? They were like, put it in your bag and take it. And I was like, oh my God. They were like, listen, they didn't renew our show. Fuck them. Take this shirt. Take my pants. Take the tie. Take everything. And I fucking just... I sissy that walk right out of that trailer. My backpack was busting at the seams, girl.
Work. Hashtag reparations.
I think it was Lennon. Lennon walked to me and she was like, take this shit. Run with it. Run, girl. Now, I'm crazy. I feel like... I can't remember, honestly, at this point, how much I was traveling by this point during my season, but I feel like y'all aren't traveling as much. Do you think the market is oversaturated with RuPaul's Drag Race girls?
Oh, I think that is absolutely a thing. I feel like there are just, at this point, there are now 128 of us. You know what I mean? And also we're fresh off the heels of All Stars 3. So I feel like there are just too many girls, girl. There are too many fucking girls. So I feel like bars and stuff, they're going to wait until deeper into the season to start to really like, because in like May and stuff, like that's when my calendar gets like pretty busy. I mean, even still not as busy as, I mean, girl, you were traveling immediately. Like you were
Yeah.
gone.
But I mean, also back when I was on RuPaul's Drag Race, I mean, there were 100 of us, and I guess adding another 28 girls to the mix, and then not only another 28 girls, but two seasons of All Stars. So you're essentially revitalizing the careers
Yeah.
of the girls who were on before me.
Yeah. So I feel like
before you.
bars are just they're waiting, and even though in season 9 they traveled, they definitely didn't travel as quick as you guys did, but they still traveled more than we are doing right now.
You know what? Honestly, you know what I honestly think it is.
What?
Honestly, I think it's these tours, like these Peter and Murray tours,
Yeah.
which I did 3 of them. So I mean, I'm not here to like, but it's these tours. They're so big, and a lot of them have a clause that you can't perform in these towns months before or months after. And on top of that, no one's gonna come and see the girls. Like if you can go see Monet Exchange down at Brandon's bar for $20, or you can see 9 girls from the cast of season 10 for $40. It's twice the money. You get 8 times the girls, 9 times the girls, and people are gonna go see that instead. You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Which is why I'm working a lot right now, and you and I talked about this of taking a brand off of my one woman show and doing that, because I feel like taking a page from Bianca's book and people like Trixie who tour like it's just themselves. Like you build up the market, you know what I mean, for yourself, and you're able to tour yourself and make the same amount of money, or I mean, make 3 times more the money that you would if you just did a tour with a whole bunch of girls. So
Well, I mean, Trixie. Go ahead.
But I want to take your advice too. Your advice is to Monet, do everything once, because that's how you know what you like, what you don't like, and what works for you. So when those opportunities do present, I want to do everything once, but I definitely want to start doing branching off and doing things like a one-woman show on my own and kind of spreading my brand that way.
And I will say, you know, Trixie and Bianca started off doing those big tours too. I did the Christmas tour with Trixie.
Right.
And Bianca did the Battle of the Seasons tour. So
Right.
those and Bianca still fills in every once in a while and does Work the World with Brendan Voss.
Yeah.
Now, to the folks listening who doesn't know what all this stuff is, so there are these big tours that travel the world, literally the world, and the biggest ones are it's the season tour, which is usually done by a group called MP Presents, and they also do the Haters Roast, which is MP Presents, and they do Drag Queen Christmas, that's MP Presents, and then you have PEG and Voss Events who do Christmas Queens. Right. And Voss Events does Work the World. I would say Work the World is probably the biggest one. It goes like,
and it's so good. I mean, honestly, but I've never seen a Peter Murray tour, but I went to go see you in Work the World, and it's fucking fierce.
I will say I've done Peter Murray and I've done Work the World, and Work the World is honestly it's the best drag show I've ever been a part of. I'm not even saying that because I'm doing it again. In the fall.
It's fucking fierce.
But it really is. It's the best drag show I've been a part of. They really, Brendan Voss really invests in the queens, in the costumes, the backup dancers, the visuals, the videos. It's like it's a really big, fierce production.
Yeah, I can't wait to see a Peter Murray one, and to also see who else. PG does one too, right?
PG does Christmas Queens, PG does it with Voss Events. PG used to do Battle of the Seasons.
Battle of the Season, right? The bots tours,
which doesn't happen anymore. PG Battle of the Seasons was essentially only girls from PEG, which is my management company. Right. And Monet is with Neverland.
Yeah. But yeah, so I would, but back to your point, I think that the market is a bit saturated right now, because when your season started, they didn't have all these tours, did they? There was bots.
Back when I was young, RuPaul's Drag Race.
Carol Channing.
We did. There was literally only Battle of the Seasons and the season tour. So Peter Murray did a tour in Battle of the Seasons and Christmas Queens, but there was no Work the World. Oh, also, but girl, the year I was on, there was all these tours launched. There was Battle of the Seasons, there was Drag Queen Christmas, there was Christmas Queens, and there was also Divas of Drag at the time, which was a tour that Mimi I'm first put together.
Okay.
That's the infamous tour where Alyssa Edwards quit the tour and she called everyone on the show the B cast. Did you hear about
Word.
this? Trixie told the story on Hey Queen. Alyssa called everyone the B cast or the D cast and then stormed out and just like, whoa. And Trixie told that story on Hey Queen, which just tickled me all the way pink.
But I mean, you tell me stories about those tours all the time, and I just can't wait to go and just witness them for myself. Because honestly, being a big fangirl of the show, seeing all these personalities and girls that I think are fucking fierce, to see them acting a fool behind the scenes is like what I'm there for.
Yeah, I've seen the girls act a fool. I have seen the girls act the fool. And I think it's a combination of like not sleeping, working really hard, being on the road, and then like drinking and then like drugs and just like then they become animals. They do. And I don't touch the stuff. I never touch the hooch. So I usually have my wits about me. And I'm trying to think, have I ever had a diva moment on the road before where I like yelled at someone?
Find that I know you have, and you may not remember it. Of course you have.
No, I mean I've gotten to argument with Alaska before.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. So what happened was we were coming down.
What happened was.
So what happened was we had to be down at the bus at 4:30 in the morning, and I was there. I was at the bus, but everyone wasn't down yet. So I was at the back of the bus talking to Louise, like standing behind the bus, and loading up my stuff. And I think I was talking to the driver, and then I just moseyed my way onto the bus, and it was about 4:34. I remember it specifically. It was 4:34.
God, come on, details.
Well, this is why that's important, because I got on the bus, and then Alaska set up, and she goes, the call time was 4:30, Bob. And she was, I thought she was joking at first. I was like, she must be kidding. And she goes, I said, girl, it's just 4 minutes. I said, and plus, everyone's not even here yet. I was here, I just wasn't on the bus. And she goes, well, I wish I had 4 minutes to do whatever the fuck you were doing in your room. and Ice was like, okay. And then I was like, well, Alaska, I don't know if you recall this tonight, but you were actually late when we did the show in Canada. You were about 30 minutes late. So and then we started going back and forth. And then she was like, whatever. And then the rest of the girls came down. We went to the airport, right?
Uh-huh.
So I am mad.
There's more?
I can't let it go. I can't let it go. I'm mad. I am upset. And I'm thinking to myself, the next time Alaska does anything wrong, Miss Thing, I'm going to let her have it. The very next day, I am sitting on the bus and the time rolls around and Alaska's not there. And I'm like, this tastes delicious. This meal will satiate me. So I think 25, 30 minutes later, Alaska rolls onto the bus. And Jinx brings her on, but Alaska's like wasted. So she rolls onto the bus. And I'm like, oh, Alaska. I wish I had 30 minutes to do it. I couldn't get the sentence out. Alaska was down, asleep, not listening to a word I was saying. Word. And I was like, I wanted to argue. She was out. She was down. She was done.
Okay, but girl, let me say that Bob is, if you do not know, Bob is a very vindictive person, and Bob will not finish an argument until he is ready to.
I got into an argument with Jinx on the road one time. I've been arguing with Acid Betty. And
Acid Betty, that is not hard to believe, girl.
I got mad at Acid Betty one time because she interrupted me during my set on, her and Latrice kept interrupting during my set on the Haters Roast. Mm-hmm. So I text them because I had to leave, and I was like, yes, please not interrupt me when I'm doing my set. I didn't interrupt you all. And then that was a whole thing. But me and Acid Betty ended it. And every argument I've had, though, we've ended it quite amicably. I mean, me and Alaska are still cool. We did yet another dig after our little snafu. Me and Jinx,
which is available on iTunes.
Available on iTunes. Ding. And me and Jinx had gotten into an argument, but we did P-Town together. We shared a dressing room anyway in P-Town. But I'm not really a grudge holder. I don't really hold a grudge.
You don't. I would say that. You do not hold grudges.
And it's because I prefer to see a conversation through all the way to the end, as opposed to just being like, instead of just letting it float around, like, we're going to talk about this. We will resolve this. And by the time it's all done, we resolved it. We chill, we cool, and we can go back to business.
Well, you don't hold grudges, but you will bring it back every fucking time for no reason, just randomly. Like, oh, well, Monet, but when you did the, and I'm like, all right, Bob.
Every time you give an example to me, I always turn to Ella Fitzgerald. Like Bob, like every time.
Because I don't have as good. You have a very good memory. You remember random shit all the time, and I really sometimes don't understand how you do it. But you like remember fucking small details. And my brain, I have a lot going on. I'm on season 10 of RuPaul's Drag Race, and I don't have time to remember all of those things.
Are there any places you're really looking forward to going on the like any place you've seen the girls go that you really want to go to?
Oh, well, two. Number one is Australia. I'm very excited about going there. I just think Australia is a really cool place. A comedian that I really like, Joel Creasy, is from Australia, and he always talks about it in his sets and stuff. And and also Australian guys are really hot. And also the UK, because I say this story, and it's a very true story. The biggest penis I've ever seen in my life was a man. His name was Phil from the UK, and it was just like a big uncut monster. It looked like 3 Dr. Peppers like duct taped together.
Well, that's not how they all are in the UK. Just so you know.
I know, but now that's what I have in my mind. I want to go to the UK, and also Chelsea Handler went there recently, and she had a great time. So I want to go to the UK, and I want to go to Wales and like fist a sheep or something.
Wales is in the UK. Wales is in the UK.
That's what I said. Wales in the UK. That's why I want to go there.
Yeah, I performed in Cardiff in Wales, which was kind of cool. My favorite place I've been by far outside of the country is hands down Rio in Brazil.
Brazil, why? Well, Brazilian men are hot. Yeah, oh my God, I would love to go to Brazil. What am I saying? Brazil, yes. Oh my God, I forgot about Brazil. I want to go to Brazil so bad.
I mean, Brazil was lit. Like the food, the people, the I don't even like beaches. I went to the beach in Brazil. I played volleyball on the beach.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. And all the men are gorgeous. Even the fat guys have 6-packs. It's really weird.
Yeah, I would love to go to Brazil, girl. Oh, you know what? It's just, bitch, take me to fucking South America. I want to go to Chile. I want to go to fucking Bogota in Colombia. I want to go to fucking Peru. Yes, take me there.
Now, speaking of South America and Central America and the Caribbean, we were having a discussion recently, you and I, about Amara La Negra, who is...
oh my God, obsessed.
Who is this gorgeous, gorgeous woman from Love and Hip Hop Miami, who, by the way, looks like Mayhem.
She does. Her Mayhem look, especially what Mayhem wore to our press premiere thing in New York City.
Yeah, it was wild. She really looked like Mayhem. Mayhem really. I don't know who's older. Probably Mayhem. But she really looks like.
Wow, Bob.
That's not shade. Mayhem probably is. I know that Mayhem's older than I am. I can find
is
out
she?
how old. Yes.
Wow. Well, she doesn't look it. She looks really good.
No, Mayhem looks really good. And Amara La Negra is 27.
I was looking it up too. She's 27.
Yeah, so
Mayhem. Oh my God, me and Amara are the same age.
But there's so many differences.
Can I just say, Amara La Negra, it's like, I'm not even trying to like pump her up or like, Amara, she is one of the most beautiful women I have ever seen in my life.
I agree. She's absolutely gorgeous.
Her and Trace Lysette. Trace Lysette is one of the most beautiful women I have ever seen in the world.
Trace Lysette is also very gorgeous. These are both very, very beautiful women. Yeah, I gagged for the first time I saw Amara La Negra. I remember feeling like, oh my God, I am stopped in my tracks. This woman is so gorgeous. Right. Also, out of drag, Mayhem looks like Octavia Spencer.
You said out of drag?
Yes. In drag, she looks like Amara La Negra. Out of drag, Mayhem looks like Octavia Spencer. It gags me every time I see it. And she posted a picture on her Instagram a couple weeks ago, a picture of half her, half Octavia Spencer, and I was like, oh my God, I can't even deal with this right now.
Well, I mean, when I had turned you on to Miss Amara, you had no idea that you would fall in love with her this hard, did you?
Did you turn me on to her? I can't remember. I just think she's gorgeous. By the way, I have never watched Love and Hip Hop. I have listened to her music though, which most of it is in Spanish, so I don't even understand what the hell she's talking about half the time. But
But what she talks about a lot, and like her platform that she's chosen, is the issue of colorism in Latin and Black communities, and it is very real. And I feel like it's something that white folk don't necessarily think about or even know is a thing. But colors, and then not just Latino and Black, but also in lots of Asian communities too. It's just honestly, it's just a worldwide thing that when you are darker skinned in a certain community, and there are people who have lighter skin in that community, that the darker skinned folk are just not as great as the other ones.
With the exception of the white community, because white people love white people with tans. Pale white people are bad, but I think with every other ethnicity.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I never thought about that.
With every other ethnicity, the lighter you are, the better you are. With the exception of whiteness, isn't that?
Oh my God, I never thought about that.
And I have a lot of Kim. She was telling me about how a lot of times when you are Asian, that your parents don't want you to get dark. Like they do not want you in the sun. They don't want you to get dark, because once you have dark skin in the Asian community, you're looked down upon.
There's that whole I don't know what her the Brazilian woman who got her titles and stuff stripped from her because it was the Carnival Queen thing. Brazil has this big Carnival Queen thing that they do every year, and like one person reigns supreme. Like she's like the Carnival Queen, like she's like this, and it's this huge figure that is like celebrated a lot in Brazil. Like this person gets all these endorsements, and she's basically like the ambassador of Brazil, like flown all over the world because you win this Carnival Queen thing. Well, it has always gone to a caramel, like what you think of a Brazilian person, like traditionally, like a caramel light skinned person. This person has won for as long as the pageant has been around. Cut to, I think it was 2013 or 2011, something like that.
It was 2013.
2013, this woman who was dark skinned won the Brazilian queen, and she won this huge thing in Brazil that has never, ever, 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 ever gone to a dark skinned person. Girl, the country was in an uproar. They were like, absolutely not. How dare this dark skinned girl win? And people were like raging against the machine so bad that they stripped her of the title and gave it to someone light skinned.
They full on Alyssa Edwards that hoe.
So it's like they were so disgusted by this dark skinned person winning this title. Who is, mind you, she is 1,000% Brazilian.
Her name is Justina.
Justina.
No, Justino.
Oh, Justino.
Yeah, I'm almost. That's her last name. Her name is Nayara Justino.
Nayara. Oh, that's such a beautiful name, Nayara Justino. And yeah, so like this woman who's 1,000% Brazilian, born and raised in Brazil, grew up in Brazil, went to school in Brazil, went to high school. Blah, 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 blah. She won the thing fair and square, and they were like, absolutely not. You are too dark. Like we're taking this title away from you.
Well, I mean, outside of Africa, Brazil has the largest black population in the world.
Are you serious?
Yes, they do.
How do you know this? See, Bob always knows these weird facts. How do you know that?
I just looked it up, and it is what it is. I mean, I just know. I mean, I've looked it up. It says, and it also says right here, Brazil may be home to the largest population of people of African descent outside of Africa.
Oh,
but it doesn't mean that
so
racism
crazy.
is still. Yeah, it's wow.
Oh my God, let's move
to Brazil.
Yes.
No.
Why, girl?
Well, I like New York City. I'm not moving to Brazil. I love Brazil, but I'm not moving to Brazil.
But also, I don't feel like, even in New York City, I don't feel like I've ever met a dark-skinned Brazilian person. Like, we both worked in bars in New York City, heavily populated by Brazilian men, and I don't think I've ever met a dark-skinned Brazilian person.
Well, when I went to Brazil, you see a lot of black people.
Wow, that's so crazy.
And also, but there's an issue with a lot of times in Brazil and in these countries like Cuba and Brazil, which do have black people, like people as black as me,
right.
But they are underrepresented in the media and they don't get out as much. And also, people like a lot of the black people in Brazil live in favelas, which is like a Brazilian ghetto.
Got it.
And they're terribly, terribly impoverished. And they aren't always given the same opportunities as the lighter skinned people. And recently there was a woman in Brazil named Marielle Franco who was killed. And she was like one of the main people fighting for the rights of people living in favelas.
Well, that is to piggyback off of that. That's part of like Amara La Negra's whole platform is that. Because she was recently on that fucking show, which I call it that fucking show, but I watch it, listen to it all the time because it's also always very interesting. The Breakfast Club with Charlamagne the God and all them hoes, Angela and Charlamagne, whatever, and she was on there talking about. Like, because Charlamagne was hell bent on like, girl, what are you talking about? There are lots of dark skinned women in the media. Look at you, look at this and that and the other. And then Amara La Negra's point was, yeah, you see them a little bit, but she was like, that is not represented. Like, what you see is not representative of the actual amount of dark skin.
What she's saying is statistically the people who represent Black Latinos in the media is not the representative of this number of people
exactly
that there are Black Latinos.
But
which is true. If you look at Black Latinos, the main ones I think, when you think of Latinos, most people I think of are like
Celia
Jennifer
Cruz.
Lopez.
Oh yeah.
The Celia Cruz when I think of Latinos in general, I think of like Jennifer Lopez is probably the first Latino that pops into my mind, honestly. And then also I'm a theater geek, so I lean toward John Leguizamo.
Selena.
And then, say again? Selena, who are all light-skinned Latino people or brown-skinned Latino.
Well, I would say Celia Cruz too, girl. People, when you think Latino, I think maybe because I'm a drag queen, I hear her music a lot, but I think Celia Cruz immediately.
Well, I would say once I started doing drag, I heard a lot about Celia Cruz.
Same.
Who was essentially just a drag queen.
Oh, like, girl, she was lit as fuck.
Yeah, one of her full, like, big blue hair, performing in a full drag regalia. And also, but she was also a Black Cuban.
Yeah.
And she had a lot of great music about being, she had a great song called La Negra Tiene Tumbao.
Yes.
Which means the black girl has it, basically.
Yeah. Well, and also, how come no one has ever done her on Snatch Game?
Someone has done Celia Cruz for Snatch Game.
Who?
Lanacia Sparks did it, and she did a terrible job. Maybe you know what? Maybe you do Celia Cruz for Snatch Game. Maybe you don't even make it to Snatch Game. Who knows?
Wait, Bob, I have a question. Do you think I made it to Snatch Game or not?
Of course, I think you made top 4.
Work.
I believe in you. Also, by the way, just so you know, I had to edit out a spoiler from last week's episode.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
What did we say?
It was you. I didn't say nothing, Miss Thing. You said something. And
did I really?
Like, oh
okay,
God.
tell me
yes,
after. I'm really curious to know what I said.
I was like, oh my God, girl, you are so messy right now.
I wish that we could get Amara La Negra on this podcast. I would die.
Okay, if you're listening, please at Amara La Negra. Tell her we want her on Sibling Rivalry podcast.
Yes.
That would be a real kiki, a cackle, a kiki, and a gaggle of a Google.
Drag queens love her. She's like, everyone loves her. She's fucking perfect.
Well, drag queens are obsessed with gorgeous women. Like, drag queens love gorgeous women. And they also love really powerful, strong women who have what's the word I'm looking for? An aggressive personality.
Well, I think that's just the general population. People don't love Nene because she's nice and sweet. We love her because she's aggressive and like ridiculous.
Do you have any favorite Nene Leakes quotes?
Oh, girl, you know what they are.
Okay, you want to go first? Or you want to say your favorite Nene Leakes quotes?
You say yours first.
Okay,
you gonna take
I think my favorite Nene Leakes quotes is when she's yelling at LaToya Jackson. On Celebrity Apprentice, and she goes, "You are a very old lady. You need to play your age and not 12. You only got this part because of your last name." That is one of my favorite. You are a very old lady. just playground reads, girl. A star with her bullshit.
Shit. My favorite is when it was, I think, season 6 of Atlanta Housewives. They're on the bus. It's her, Kim, and all of them. And then Kim had called her assistant like a slave or her helper, like in jest. And Nene was like, she got tight about that. And then she goes, something. I'm gonna take them eyes and pop it right at your face and throw it in the river. Bloop bloop. Bloop bloop.
I also love when a quote that we always say all the time is probably the best Nene Leakes quote, and it's so subtle. It's when she goes, "So nasty and so rude."
Yes, girl. Or just wow.
Oh, wow, Nene. No, that was Kim. Kim said that. Wow, Nene.
Oh, right. I was kidding. I was kidding. But it was a reference.
Wow, Nene. So whenever someone says something stupid, I would go, wow, Nene.
Wow, Nene. Nene Leakes has had such an impact on the gay community. She doesn't even know.
Well, Andy Cohen called you Nene Leakes when you went up on
He
this
sure
last
did,
episode of Drag
girl.
Race.
He sure did. I was like, bitch, I went on his fucking show and I won Best Nene Leakes Impersonator 2015. And then I came right down to the monster at Look Queen and you read my garment.
I think I made your garment, Monet.
No, I made that green velvet gown I wore.
No, you wore a black one, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I did wear the Gat one. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, I did not read that garment. I made that garment. I think you really mix up your stories. You have made me a villain, even in stories where I have spent my time sewing for you. Somehow, you have still crafted this narrative where I am a bad guy, even though I fucking made you a garment that you went on TV and you won some competition in.
Okay. You didn't make it for me. You made it for yourself, and I borrowed it. So let's just.
That doesn't matter. You probably still have it to this day.
I sure do, and I still wear it.
So would it kill you to say, "Wow, Bob, you helped me with something"? Instead, you say, "You ran me." No, bitch. Absolutely not. Under no circumstances.
Do you have any experiences of colorism in the black community?
Oh my god. Okay, well let's talk about racism in the drag race community real quick.
Colorism in the drag race community?
Yeah, racism in the drag race. Yeah, let's talk about specifically about racism in the drag race community. I personally believe that in terms of racism in the community, it does not come from RuPaul's Drag Race, but the fandom does have a problem with being racist and favoring white people over black people.
Well, I would agree with that.
Also, if you are white, blonde, and skinny, they will more than likely like you. Like when you name some of the most favorite queens from Drag Race. Now, by the way, a lot of them are really talented too. But also, if you name the ones that people really love, a lot of them are just blonde and skinny and white, like Miss Cracker,
Katya.
Alaska Thunderfuck, Katya, Trixie Mattel,
That's
Pearl.
true. I never thought. Well, Trixie is just recently skinny.
Wow.
Don't edit that out. Don't put that. Don't put that.
No, I'm gonna loop it.
Trixie is just recently skinny. 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 Bob, don't you dare. Yeah, that is true. I never thought about it. And also, if you look in like the span of season 10. Now, granted, Miss Cracker was putting out like a lot of content and stuff, but like even like now that the show has aired, like the least followed queens from the season are all the black queens,
except you,
except me. But isn't that so crazy though? Because I mean, honestly, Monique to me, Monique is so fucking funny. And if I was just watching the show, I would immediately try to find her on YouTube. But also, she's like really fucking funny, and I would like try to find her and follow her to see like what she's doing. You know what I mean? So it's like a little crazy.
Well, how many followers does Monique have? I'm looking up right now.
I think she has less than 70,000.
Really?
Yeah.
That is crazy because she has 68,000. That is really crazy.
She has how many?
She has 68,000.
Yeah, and like Monique is so fucking funny. She's so animated.
Calorie has 78.7.
Okay, 78.7. Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow, that is. How about Asia O'Hara?
Asia has I don't know how many.
79,000.
But Asia is so fucking funny too. Well,
by the way, I found out why Asia O'Hara looks like a news anchor to me.
Why?
It's her teeth.
They're very beautiful.
They are beautiful. They are big and beautiful. Asia O'Hara's teeth are the size of fingernails. These are
big.
I don't know for sure, but I'm just gonna assume she ordered these teeth. These do not look organic.
Yes, they are. I believe they are.
Girl, no, these teeth are too perfect. Her teeth are literally they're not. Her teeth are not like white, like teeth white. Her teeth are white, like paper white. Okay.
Okay, Bob. Also, you know, people outside of New York City have health insurance, unlike the two of us. Okay, so they can afford to upkeep nice teeth and things like that. We don't. We can't have nice things. So we don't have insurance.
Money, there's no way these are her real teeth. These teeth, by the way, my teeth aren't my real teeth, so I'm not here to shame anyone for their teeth. I have 7 fake teeth. I don't have a whole lot of organics left in my head. Okay.
If y'all rewind back to season 8, a lot of them, because Bob is constantly laughing, and they love getting you from a side angle in Drag Race. I've noticed, and just the whole back of your mouth is just.
Yeah, it was very shady. It was all very, very shady. But yeah, I think that by the way, it was weird to watch everyone go crazy for Miss Cracker because I know why I love Miss Cracker.
Right.
She's really funny.
Obsessed with her.
She's really talented. One of the smartest people I know. One of the funniest folks I know. But watching the fans just be like, that one, the blonde one.
Yeah.
That's the one I want to love. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
but
also,
then again,
but you have to also look at the demographic of fans. You have like the people who watch Drag Race are not. Well, at least not yet. I feel like I do feel like the tide is changing, but the people who watch Drag Race are not the love and hip hop people who are like, you know, like Black and Latino girls like chilling with their man on a fucking Friday night watching love and hip hop. Like it's like 12 to 13-year-old like young white girls and boys. And so I feel like the reason why they gravitate more towards those people is because those are people who look like them. And at the end, like when you're watching shows like that, you gravitate to the people that you look like. Like when of all the seasons of all the Housewives franchises, I watch Housewives of Atlanta because I identify with those people the most. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So I feel like that's why it's like that. But
and also I want to say that I do think that Drag Race is a very young fan base, but I don't think that they're mostly little white girls. I think that there's a lot of Drag Race's fans are little white girls. And I will say, like, when I look at my statistics on Instagram, 61% of my followers are women and 39% are men.
Word.
Identify as men.
That's very
interesting. That is a very interesting statistic that, like, is mostly women, and they're mostly between 18 and 34. Monet, what are your statistics?
Well, I'm looking it up right now, and I am gagged. Mine is right down the middle, 51%. Guess what?
Women?
No, 51% men, 49% women.
Wow, there's a lot of trade looking you up, Monet.
Oh, girl, but that's because I got that thick, fat, juicy ass head.
And where are most of your followers at?
Most of them are in New York City and London.
New York, then London?
Yeah.
Yeah, my number one is London. Actually,
really?
Very popular in London, apparently. And then after that, New York, and after that, Toronto.
Oh, my God. I'm New York, London, and Toronto.
Yeah, and then Los Angeles, and then Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Okay, I don't got all that. Oh yeah. I do have that. I'm New York, London, Toronto, Sao Paulo, and LA. Instagram is just making shit up. There's no way.
No, I think that this is true, but this is where RuPaul's Drag Race is very popular.
I guess.
No, that is what it is. There's no guessing. That's what it is.
All right, you don't have to get an attitude. The age range of my fans are from between 18 to 34.
Same. 18 to 34, yeah, that's the most of them.
I have a few old motherfuckers, 65 plus, that are into it.
That's your mama on there clicking on your page. My baby! Look at my baby.
My mother does not have social media. She can barely get her fucking Netflix to work.
I remember the other day you were on the phone and you're like, your Netflix turned off, and was it you? Your mom was trying to figure out how to use Netflix.
Oh my God, it was so annoying.
Well, there is something annoying about talking to your mother about how to use technology.
Oh, it's weird, so annoying.
My mom used to like design websites for a living. Like my mom is an IT specialist.
Oh, word.
So, on a computer, she's great. Give her a phone, and she has no clue.
I know your mom be posting videos on her story, half her head be cut off.
If you guys want to have a tickle, go to Bob the Drag Mom. That's my mom's Instagram page. And a lot of her videos, her head is cut off. The pictures aren't even right. The videos stop half through while she's talking. She tried to text me today, and it took legit 5 minutes to send me a text on the phone. I was like, Ma, oh my God. So but in her defense, she was trying to send a link. That's a whole different beast, honey. Trying to teach Martha how to send a link. But yeah, I think the fans have a problem with favoring white people. But you have another theory that they do like certain black people, like Latrice Royale.
Yeah. So my theory to that is that because Latrice Royale represents like that like good old like happy go lucky like auntie mammy kind of figure to them.
And do you think? So how do you think they're going to respond to the Vixen, who is?
Well, also that's another one. White folk also love black folk that quote unquote keep it real.
Well, I think black folks like black folks that keep it real too, though.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think everyone likes when someone quote unquote keeps it real.
So you think you had a discussion about why people love Latrice and Oprah, but also I don't think that I fall into that happy-go-lucky, big black lady realm. But the fans still seem to take a like to me. Also, I will admit this too. I was not the fan favorite for my season.
That's what I'm saying.
I think
people love you because people love and respect you. Because you're very talented, you're very funny, and that's like a whole other thing. But for someone who didn't
also because I'm not mean, like you seem to.
You are mean because you always have this discourse and dialogue with your fans, literally on like every monthly basis. When you feel like going in and you'll post a status or someone responds to your Twitter, and Bob is just really feeling it. And when Bob gets into replying to a fangirl, it's like 91,000 replies later down the rabbit hole about why you didn't smile for that picture. But anyway, but that's different. You're like really talented, and you're like, I mean, and Latrice, of course, obviously is very talented too. But like you're a comedian and you're funny and you are charming. And also, just because you're mean doesn't mean you're not charming. You are a very charming person.
I would say this, Latrice is definitely a lot more likable than I am. She's nicer than I am. She's sweeter than I am.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know. It's a weird realm we live in. And race is really difficult to navigate, but also people, like you said, people are just attracted to things that look like them.
Yeah.
That's why I like gay shit, because I'm like, I can relate to that.
That's why you like what?
Gay shit and black shit.
Right.
If it's white and straight, I probably won't like it. But if it's black or gay, I'll probably like it.
That's true. I mean, but yet you won't watch Housewives of Atlanta. Work.
It's not that it's not like I'm just like avoiding Housewives of Atlanta. I just never watched it. Like it didn't end up on my radar, and it's because I don't know. I just don't watch it. It's not like I'm avoiding Housewives. I watch Housewives.
Why? I want to like. Why? We need to watch it.
All right, I'll watch it. You want me to watch it? I'll watch it. Right. I also I feel like too. I'm just too far behind. Like when you come in this late into the game, like I don't know these people. I don't know these hoes. It's like trying to watch I was hanging out with Assad trying to watch the fucking Kardashians. I don't know. I only know Kim, Caitlyn, and Kanye. I don't know anyone else.
No, Chloe. You love Chloe.
I don't know who Chloe is. Is she the one that used to be fat?
Yeah. But then she drank that flat tummy tea, and look what happened.
Did she really drink flat tummy tea?
Probably.
No, I don't know. I really don't know the Kardashians. I know Caitlyn, Kim, and Kanye. That's it. Like I don't know anyone else.
Honestly, Kanye is not a fucking Kardashian.
If Kendall Jenner walked into my apartment right now, I would be like, "Dear stranger,
can I have a can of Pepsi?"
I say, "Exactly. Can I have a can of Pepsi?" Is she the one that gave the Pepsi?
Yeah, that's her.
Oh my God. By the way, also me not watching the Kardashians isn't me trying to be cool. Some people are like, I don't watch Kardashians. It's not because I'm above it. I just happen to not watch the Kardashians. That's really what it is. And the same with Real Housewives of Atlanta. I just happen to not watch the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's it.
But like I was telling you, Housewives, it's like fucking Black Mirror, girl. You can it is seasonal and it's episodic. You can literally just bump it into this coming season or next season, and you'll be just fine. All right,
I will watch the latest episode of Real House. Is it on Hulu?
Okay, now we're at the end of the season. Then no.
Okay, I'll watch. You said I could watch any episodes. See,
I meant season. You need to start at a season.
All right, I'll start at the beginning of this season. I'll watch episode 1 of this past season.
Okay, work.
Before we talk next, last thing I want to say. Speaking of black and gay, did you get a chance to listen to watch Forbidden by Tasha Call?
I did. A little Toddy Rockstar.
My favorite song from. By the way, I'm going to the concert tonight.
Wait, what?
Yes, Miss Thing. Yes, Miss Thing.
Okay, wait. Let me see what the flights look like. Maybe I can meet you there.
It takes 6 hours to get from New York to San Francisco.
Oh my God, I'm so mad.
Well, you've been in a Todrick Hall concert.
I was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl, I turned it out.
Monet did the pre-show, and she was my understudy. She did my part.
Oh my God, boy, sit your ass all the way down. I'm nobody's fucking understudy.
Monet,
because you were not listen. First of all, just because you asked to do a music video doesn't mean Todrick wanted you on the tour. Let's just get that straight.
Monet, I was too busy to do the tour.
That is not true because you weren't.
Yes, I was.
I was not anybody understudy. Todrick asked me, like, Monet, I would love you to do it. He specifically said, I did not ask Bob. I really want you to do it. So first of all, that's
that. He said out loud, I don't want Bob. I'm sure
he didn't say it out loud. He texted it to me. And you know what? I'm not in the business of screenshotting stuff, so I'm not gonna put it out there. But that's what happened. My two favorite songs are Nobody and Thug.
Okay, I love Thug because it's a really hot video. It's absurd.
Oh, the guys are so hot.
And I loved Beyonce.
Oh, I do like that one too.
Bitch, I was your B. And Todrick his drag game is getting fierce.
I will say I liked the unicorn look, but nothing compares to that Glenda and Elphaba a combo of straight out Oscar. I mean, it was perfection.
Well, that was Christopher Pellew designed that one, and I believe the hair
and the
was
makeup too.
Makeup by Miss Fame, hair by Domino, and gown by Christopher Pellew.
It was so perfect. The way that Fame snatched that fucking Elphaba brow girl back to the back of his neck was everything.
It was fierce. I'm not going to take that away. It was fucking fierce. And Forbidden is amazing, guys. You should. By the way, this is not a paid endorsement. Todrick has not asked us to do this. It is literally just like, I really believe in black queerness. I think that Todrick is a superstar. I think that he is the next big thing. And I think that you should go check out. If Forbidden is in your town, go see it.
You really should.
More than anything, go and click on the link. And if you have not watched Straight Outta Oz, go back and watch that too.
Oh, Straight Outta Oz was so good.
Yeah.
Okay,
brilliant.
Okay, when is he gonna pay us? Is he gonna Venmo us?
Yeah, he's gonna Venmo us. Yeah.
And get these cookies.
All right, let's read some Twitter comments from the fans.
Okay.
All right, here we have at Count277 says, fierce chat regarding religion. We have to be able to criticize, question, and debate what we love. I am a queer pagan guy and value inquiry, reflection, and exploring taboos. Awesome.
Word. A queer pagan? What is a pagan again?
A person holding religious beliefs other to those of the main world religions.
Thank you for that, girl.
And that was from at Count277. And I have another comment from...
Wait, can we alternate?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. See, Bob always trying to run me over, girl. This one is from at Nye Major Vinette. Hope I said that right. I loved the religion talk. Growing up in the French Caribbean in a non-religious family, I used to get condescending comments as a child from religious people, basically implying that someday I would understand and be quote-unquote saved.
Did you ever feel that as a Caribbean kid?
Well, my family was pretty religious. Not like super religious, but we went to church here and there, and my mom, she wasn't. My mom is a very blunt person, very honest. She's very like in your face. She's very loud. She's very outspoken, and she was not really the church going type. But now in her later years, she goes to church once in a blue, but she was never. My mom would be like, "Who cares what they think? That's not your fucking business. Fuck them." But not saying it like that.
Work. Yeah. This is one from at the Quirky Woman. I'm not even a podcast kind of girl, but I am falling in love with #Sibling Rivalry podcast. Bob the Drag Queen Monet Exchange are so succinct and eloquent, eloquent, on every subject. There's some Michelle Visage shade in there. Thank you. I'm going to like her comment and give her a heart.
I don't have internet, but when I get connection later, I'm going to do the same.
Should I send a heart or an eggplant?
Eggplant.
Eggplant. Sent.
This is from at Cali94612. Is that your area code? Girl, did I put your area code in your profile? That is not safe.
Area code, Monet.
Zip code. Sorry, zip code.
I mean, it's a zip code. There's a lot of people in that zip code, probably.
Yeah, but not a lot of people that look like him.
That's true.
Did Bob really say Monet looked like a stupid basset hound? Crying, laughing face emoji ×3. I died. Yes, he did. Go back to.
I did not. I said Saint Bernard.
You are so fucking. Girl, you are so rude. Oh my god. Yes,
I love you.
It is in episode 2. Go to episode 2. It's toward like the middle of the end, kinda. But you know what? I'm gonna fast forward. I'm gonna post it on my Twitter if you want to hear Bob. And also, what really pissed me off was his like not reneging on it. He said it, and I was like, "Did you just call me that?" And then Bob goes, "Yes," and I don't take it back. I meant it, and I was like,
"I said what I said."
It is so rude. Oh, that's another Nene quote. That's legendary.
I know. Well, I love you. Okay, let's just make that clear.
I love you too.
All right, if you guys have a comment you want us to read, then please hashtag Sibling Rivalry Podcast on Twitter. And if it's funny or lit or nice, we will read it. Work.
And if it's a nude, I'm definitely gonna. If you can tell me to eat some shit, but if you attach a nude to it, I'm gonna read it on this motherfucking podcast. I promise.
Well, it's true. You can send nudes on Twitter. Twitter will not block your nudes. So.
Yeah, you can send nudes on Instagram too.
No, but yeah, that's true. But I mean, if they put them on Twitter, we can all see them. So if you post a nude at hashtag Sibling Rivalry Podcast, then we will definitely read it.
1,000%. Cut to next week. We have like 300 nudes.
I'm into it, girl.
The whole podcast is just us reading fan tweets with nudes.
Maybe have a whole discussion about sending nudes.
Yeah, we should do that. Because I have very strong feelings about it, and we don't agree at all on that.
Well, I think you shouldn't be sending nudes.
No, but then you said when you have nudes, you're okay with like you like 2 or 3 of the things. I'm like, no, I need a dick pic and a face pic regardless.
Oh, you mean that? Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about it in another podcast. Don't talk about it now.
Yeah. Monet, do you have okay, now last time we logged off, you said you didn't like Love Your Sis. So have you thought of anything since then?
Yes, no. I did.
What?
Bye.
That is stupid. Sibling Rivalry Podcast is proudly presented by The Only Productions.
We want to thank you, the listeners, for listening and commenting.
And a thanks to our producer, Mitch Farino. Bye, guys.
Bye. It was just like a big uncut monster.